My name is Brianna Oliver, and I'm the first vice president of the APA. And actually, I've just recently been nominated to be the president for the term of 2023 and onward for 2 years. I'm a civil litigation paralegal at Goldberg and Osborne. I have probably well over maybe 20 years under my belt. I started out, as I would say, like a lackey. Well, I was going to undergrad school for this guy who just let me come in and do clerical work. And then next thing I know, I'm in graduate school, nothing to do with this, with the legal field. And I fall back into legal field because it's a very lucrative, as you guys probably have researched, a very lucrative career path, especially if you don't want to do the law school and incur all the student loans. But I basically just kind of kept falling into jobs by doing things such as networking through the APA and things like that. I come from California. That's where I was born, raised, and a large part of my background is. But when I moved here to Tucson in 2012, I realized I needed to reconnect, start fresh. And I discovered the APA by just attending. I had a coworker, and we attended a conference. There's an annual conference that we hold. It gives you basically a whole day's worth of CLE credit, which many of you'll find you'll have to keep that updated. And when you do that, so there, it just kind of parlayed into the now president, Karen Plan. She basically invited me to be on the board as a Tucson area representative. And from there, it's just kind of, kept on going. And so I've been part of the board since 2017. And I'll go on to my next slide. So here I'm just, if you need, and I can always, you're more than welcome to share the presentation because it has the contact information for us. I have some QR codes in here. And I think that's what I'm just, oh, there we go. Okay, so a little bit about the APA. Are any of you members here already, student members? Tiffany is? Okay. So I'm just going to I'm not going to, bore you by reading it all, but just kind of hit the, high points. So basically what the APA is just promoting professional development of paralegals by providing continuing legal education seminars and monthly lunchtime online webinars for its members. I don't know Tiffany, have you ever attended one of our webinars?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was a really hot one. Yeah, that was, so it's something, I believe you guys as students, you guys get a lot of discounts. So I would take advantage of them before once you graduate, you're having to pay the full price. So this is just right now our board. It's going to be switching over. We start with a whole new board in January. And one of the great things about that is, many of us kind of grew. I know I grew with this board. And so it's kind of nice that they do reach out because you have to be nominated. And there's mentorship. There's, just a nice network of people. The board is been very supportive of anything I wanted to do because let me go to my next slide. Yeah, so that's kind of where, I would encourage you to get involved. There was an organization here locally, but I guess it's disbanded now. So, the APA, I know there's a Pima County Bar Association, but what drew me to the APA as opposed to the other local one at the time was I just liked all the perks you got, and I liked the idea of networking outside of the little bubble here, because that's where you're going to open up things. So the membership benefits are, and it's $25 for students. So everyone is welcome to attend the board meetings, which are once a month. They're usually the first Tuesday of every month. Right now, and since COVID, we've been doing them remotely. They're talking about doing them in person, which I don't know how that will work since I'm in Tucson and most of the board is, everyone else is in Phoenix, but that's neither here nor there. You get a job bank. So that is probably one of the best things I think for students, because what it is we offer this free service to employers around Phoenix area, not just Phoenix, Tucson. One of my biggest goals, and I'll talk about that in the next slide, is just making this more all inclusive. So we will get, people who have jobs on the regularly posted, even if you're thinking of relocating and don't want to, you're not finding much here in Tucson, there's people who posted things from Yuma, things like that. So that's excellent resource. They're up on the website, but then one of my duties as first vice president was to send out the weekly email blast with new jobs. And then with that one, I would try to pull from, Indeed, just kind of do the legwork for everyone and put those in there. You get the online member directory with the practice areas. And what's nice about that is I know I've had a few members contact me and say, I'm here in Yuma. I need a court reporter, I need this. Or I've had a lot of Maricopa people contact me and ask about FEMA, local roles, so it's just a very nice exchange to be able to shoot an email. And if you don't want to just do a cold email, you can always reach out to one of the board members and they will happily connect you. You get a monthly e-digest, and that is just kind of something we put together where usually the president will have a little message, and then we just kind of let you know if there's any new rules coming out. We put some interesting articles in there. I think they've even recently added some recipes, and so it's always evolving. So I talked about the webinars. You can also have access, which this is also great, past webinars and the handouts. So if you joined and you missed the e-discovery one, that would be available for you. There's the annual legal seminar, and then we have the holiday luncheon, which I'll talk about later because that's something we do annually. And at both of our main events, we always sponsor a local charity. I think for the last couple of years, it's been in Phoenix, but hopefully we can make it more all inclusive. I'll kind of move past this one quickly because we kind of already talked about it. But it's $25 a year. Say if you were to join now, it would go from December to December. So that's how that works. And let's see. Okay, so another thing that you're able to do as a member is participate in committees. That's actually how I started out with the Tucson area rep. That one is not a nomination. I think that's someone that they just said, do you want to do this? So things you can work on: the newsletter, membership committee, public relations, education, professional development committee. And currently our area reps right now, I think I kind of was acting as Tucson rep, and but that's open. So let's see, I'm going to go on to the next. And you're always welcome to participate in the event planning. We really want people to get involved. Okay, so one of the things I was wanting to just kind of touch on is how your organization is important to us, because we were very happy to get that invitation to come here and kind of work with you guys. I was especially excited because I have been looking for that outlet to connect with other Tucson people. I had connected with that other smaller group, but what better way than people that are just starting out in the field. And as I was saying earlier, one of my biggest goals by joining this was to bridge that gap. Arizona Paralegal Association is statewide. Just because most of the people that have been involved in it or in Phoenix does not mean that that's how they want it to stay, that little bubble. The board is very supportive and wants us to, branch out So that's why I was very excited. Go ahead.
Oh, the smaller group you're mentioning, is it the Tucson Paralegal Club?
Yes, but I believe that disbanded, correct? 2019, 2020?
One of the instructors that I work really closely with, they told me that start working at graduate December, I should try to get it back up in the life again. So
yeah, I mean well, we had worked with them briefly just to try to see if we could they approached us to merge, and it just didn't end up working. But absolutely, we like there's so many ideas I have, even working with your group, which I'll go into after. But basically, it's just to make things more inclusive, because we want that Tucson voice. We want that. And then I don't exclude all the others. I always try to we have people on the board we have one paralegal who is in, is it Prescott? Prescott, I think. We had a Yuma area rep. So, and they're very accommodating as far as, well, we will, we could try to have events midway, but right now we don't have enough membership to where doing it something in Casa Grande makes sense. But I would like to, make it that way. Cross sharing of information, I believe Karen shared the scholarship information with you guys. So those kind of things. Co-hosting mixers and networking events is what one of my ideas is to kind of host like a membership drive here locally. Another thing I thought about, and I think I talked to, was it Jessica? I think that what I talked to her about was, there's events, somehow maybe we can put our heads together, funds together, and take a bus down there together or something, so we're driving down there, and networking that way. But that way it's, alleviates a lot of the travel expense and things like that. So that's also something, they're definitely going to be providing a budget for the Tucson area. So that is one thing, every year they ask, what's your budget? And I'm like, I don't have a budget, but, that's because, it's been hard to connect with other people in the area. Okay, so why should I join the APA? I know you guys are probably wondering. I'm already part of this group, which sounds like a great, amazing group. Which I think that it hasn't been in existence very long, right? Like a couple of years. Yeah, so I think it's awesome though. You guys are already figuring out that connecting is Tucson's a very small legal community, but at the same time, there's some people who are in positions that they just love the job so much they're never going to, get out of there. A lot of employers don't post; they go by word of mouth. So that's, you guys have taken the first step. So I already kind of touched on the reasons to join, but honestly, it's $25 while you're, in the program. It's basically a year. As long as you're enrolled and full time, it's from that year to the next. So once you graduate, you'd have to become a member, a full member. But there's different tiers for that. I won't spend too much time on that only because. Okay, so I provided this QR code. If anyone, you don't have to join on at this minute, but you can go ahead and scan it with your cell phone if you'd like. Or you can always go to our website, which is azparalegal.org. And, if you have any questions, is that showing? Stop. Let me try to move this without closing it out there. If you have any questions regarding membership, please feel free to email at the email there. Let's see. It's not moving now. Did I?
They click on the screen.
Did I? Okay. So if you're not quite sure if you're ready to join, you can go ahead and also subscribe to our email list. That will just kind of give you, we don't inundate you with emails. It's probably going to be like whenever there's something newsworthy, like, oh, hey, a new event's coming out, or don't forget the scholarship deadline. So that's kind of what this is. So if you wanted to scan that QR code, But you can always go to our website, and most of these things are available to non-members, to click on and things like that. So we also have a holiday CLE and charity event who you are more than welcome to attend. You do not have to be a member to attend this, but we always have like a guest speaker and you'll get CLE credit, and then it includes a meal. This one is in Phoenix, but I know I will be making the trip up there. And generally, I know that you guys, is anyone working right now part-time at all in the legal field? You are? Okay, yeah, so their employers I've found are very supportive of this. I've actually had Goldberg and Osborne, they did a sponsorship at our last event. They like that we're engaged and, constantly learning more and networking. I can't even tell you how many from vendors, like e-discovery vendors I've encountered through this organization, just people in different fields. Maybe they're not in my area, but it's invaluable. It really is. And then here is the scholarship information. I think that Karen circulated that early on. I would highly encourage you to apply. Once again, I have a QR code, and I know that 2 of our past scholarship recipients were students. Are you guys here? And are they here? Or they're probably long gone, huh?
No, they're still. They're still.
Are you one of them?
I'm not one of them, but I'm in possible.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah, so that was Lynn Harani and Sarah Meza Romero. So you never know. I'm not really aware of a organization quite like this in Maricopa. I don't know. So I think this is really unique. So there's that. And then let me see. One of the things I will do is open it up to questions. I know when I talked to Jessica before, she had said, she didn't give me really parameters for what to talk about. So I am completely open. Doesn't have to necessarily be about the APA. It could be about my own journey, my own, so I'll kind of open it up for that. I don't know. But thank you so much for having me here. And I really look forward to kind of partnering with you guys in the future with events. And so there's a new president appointed now or no?
Charlie.
Oh, it's Charlie. Okay, that's right. Okay, she did say that in her text. Yeah, so I will definitely would like to get together with you guys. I know I was supposed to meet with you guys before, and we just didn't end up doing it, to kind of discuss just some ways we can work with one another and students engaged, and yeah, that would be great.
So I know Tiff and I are both graduating in December, but the Carbon Club here, I think we're both very passionate about, and we like to see it. Yeah, we both, wanted to continue on. Not like we're graduating,
Yeah.
We want it to really grow.
Well, and the other thing is like the AP, and are you a member of the AP yet?
I'm a member of NALA.
Okay. So we have a lot of people who we are affiliated with NALA, we have a NALA liaison. Actually, that is another position I did put up there. That's another one of our board positions. And they kind of, a lot of our board members attend the annual conference. And we, distribute information from them. So yeah, it's not unheard of to be a part of both. We have a lot of board members who are a part of both. And we always try to have content different from theirs. Even our speakers, we try to make it, so that you're not duplicating information. Plus ours are more local, I think, right? I think this last year it was here, the conference, though, or Phoenix, not here, but it was in, the Phoenix area, but we're not always fortunate to get that. So, but yeah, does anyone else have any questions or something else you'd want to pick my brain about? Go ahead.
So the chair is right around. Okay. Student poll members that are working. For example, the student first would would be able to apply for those?
I don't see why not, as long as you're an active member, because that one, like I said, is you're gonna attend all the board meetings and things like that, but it's not an appointed, position, but it's definitely a way to get in there to, that's honestly how I started, just being the area rep. And, went to all the events, went to all the meetings. Your voice, just because you're not in an appointed position, your voice is important. And, right now we are looking for ideas on, mentorship for programs like this. Like we want to draw in the students because, that's kind of like, the next, I guess what Karen's always saying is we're looking for our next board. You know what I mean? But that's exactly how it worked out. I mean, we have, like, for the most part, the people that are on the board, there's some that, if they do go away, it's because they had personal issues, and we're very respectful of that. And they have always been very respectful of understanding. I can't attend a meeting because I have a deadline. A lot of us are in litigation, and they say, of course, work comes first. This comes, second. So, yeah, but I think, yes, definitely. And if there's any interest here, please let us know. Because we are, like I said, right now that spot is vacant. It's mean, but, I'm happy to get some, push it out. So yeah, definitely. If you're interested, I have put my email up here. Okay, so yeah, and you're gonna get this slide, so feel free to. I was gonna try. I don't know how much time we have left to show you the website, but let's see if I can get it to. Is it connected to the Wi-Fi? I should have no problem.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just go back.
Or is their website link already?
Yeah, I linked it. I hope it works. I may have to put in my password, but I can hopefully remember that. I think I had it when I joined. Here we go. Okay, so let's see. Okay, all right, and then I don't want to close this out, but I want to get to the internet. I consider myself pretty techie, but when you get to someone else's computer, you're like, I forgot what I'm doing.
Such stress and drive too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't know what was going on in the I-10, but I took streets all the way here because I kept kind of peeking at, over to like to see, can I get back on? Nope. So something must have happened. Okay, so let's see if I can get in here. And this just kind of gives you a glimpse. Remember it. Wow, first try. Okay. All right, so let me go into it because that's the back view. So basically, this category here, this members only, is what most people aren't going to see. All this other stuff I talked about, you can access it, so we won't go over that, what you can already see. So for the members, here's what the job bank looks like. So for example, I mean, it just gives you everything you need to do. We have the hyperlinks, so you can just from there go to the job bank. And a lot of these, especially the ones where they contact us directly, are not on Indeed. They come to us first. And I know one of the things I just really would like to see is more like employers like that. That's another thing that we need to do here is more outreach to those employers, just like they have done in Phoenix, to say, hey, we're here. We would like, you guys to send us the same with the vendors for the conferences. Because like I said, it seems very Phoenix centric, but it doesn't have to be. It's because that just happens to be where the bulk of the board is. But that's one thing we're looking forward to. But see, so then I also post, like it has been pretty big, full. This one is maybe people are getting jobs now, are taking up all the jobs. But for a while there, we were getting them like crazy. There's definitely a lot out there. So there's that. Then here's the member directory I was talking about, where you just, if you want to know if someone you met or is, are they a member, you could, or I met this person at the NALA conference or something. I want to see if they're a member here, so you can look them up. And you choose whether or not you're published in this or not. It's not like we just throw everyone in there. So if you don't want to be, we don't put you in there. But it's really nice to have the practice areas, because you could say, hey, I need to talk to someone about family law, if I do estate planning or something. And then, so there's that. Let's see. Then we have a networking forum. Basically, just like any other forum, if you need to know how to do something like, palette briefs, which this is Mary Meyer. This is the one I was telling you. She's in, is it Prescott, I think? Yes. So she's been on the board for a while as well. She started out as an area rep, and now I think she's a recording secretary. And I forgot what she's doing now, but she's going to be doing, and she's pretty, a great resource, because she's got her advanced certified paralegal certificate, and she works in criminal, I believe, like mental health, I think is what it says. Yeah, so there's that. And I mean, you can see that we don't delete things. So there's probably some obsolete information here. Then here is our newsletters, but our newsletters, like I said, they come once a month, and they're in the e-digest format. Let's see, why is this not? So weird. There we go. Nope. I don't know why it's not coming up, but it's basically just, like I said, your typical newsletter. And we also welcome, sometimes there's a little bit of, we do a call for you to provide some content. And our membership is not so like, this is us and that's you. It's very much we want it to be a very, democratic, everybody has a voice, everybody is involved type of thing. Yeah, I'm sorry that's not working. Here's the recorded, things from estate planning, and we try to give a variety so that, especially at our conferences, we try to make sure we always have ethics in there, because that's going to be a big one that you guys need to keep updated on. But as you'll see, it just has just a lot of resources. And then these are for you guys to, we just, no one's hiding anything. Oh, no, I see why that's not showing up. So yeah, that's kind of our website. We have our sponsorship. Oh, so this is some of the board of directors. I was telling you, they went to the NALA conference. So yeah, that's them. And they're a nice group, a fun group. We've done like a retreat, a director's retreat, and it was just fun. We did a little workshop with one another, but we were planning before, like everyone else, we had plans before COVID, and it was to do a cruise, like offer a cruise. And I guess it helped me because cruises weren't like the thing, I guess. So yeah, that's lots of sponsorship. We're always looking for sponsors to, it's kind of great at the conferences and events. They're there and you get lots of swag. I can't tell you how many pens and notepads I have, but I have quite a bit. So yeah, so does anyone have any other questions? I know you guys are done at 6:30. Is that what? I don't want to take up too much of your time now.
Will you be going to the NALA conference in Boston this summer?
No, I will not. I'm not a NALA member, so no, but I know that a lot of our group will. So have you reached out to, oh, you're not a member yet, but
Ivy.
yeah, yeah, is a lot of, a good group goes. I think I showed you. Yeah. Yeah, and so Teresa's our past president, Karen's our current one, and they are gonna remain on the board, in different capacities, but they are a wealth of knowledge, so. Yeah, and then the rest, like this one here, she recently finished her paralegal certificate and got on the board and, she's going from there. So, yeah. But, yeah, so if you don't have any more questions, I'll go ahead and